Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. So last time, Rena, I guess, enacted her plan, right? She started it. She baited Chie-sensei out of the school, and Mion's bodyguards pretty much followed Chie-sensei to protect her, right, in case. But in reality, Rena was already inside the school and waiting for that opportunity. Took her classmates hostage now. So let's see what Rena does, right? Will someone die? I don't know. But yes, Okinimiya is already here very fast. Kuma-chan.
遅れて申し訳ない。状況は？
ご苦労様っす。本日午後1時頃、ひなみ沢営林署内のひなみ沢分校区画にて教室占拠が発生しました。当時教室にいた生徒25名全員が拘束されている模様。犯人側の第一要求は営林署敷地内への一切の立ち入りの禁止と当保へのホットラインの確保です。
ってことは初めから警察と交渉する気ってことですか。どういうつもりだ。
あと犯人は交渉人に大石さんを指名してます。犯人は竜宮玲奈。
竜宮さんが？わかりました。いいですよ。こうなりゃ腐れんです。とことんお付き合いさせてもらいましょう。
Oishi gave a crooked smile.
竜宮玲奈以外に犯人がいるか不明です。カーテンが閉められているので状況も一切確認できていません。
通報者に占拠時の様子は聞いてませんか？
いえ、竜宮玲奈からの直接の犯行声明でした。よって内部の状況は一切不明。担任は犯行直前に竜宮玲奈の電話呼び出しを受け遠方に呼び出された間の犯行でした。
計画的ですね。営林署側の人間は人質には？
今日は営林署職員は不在でした。よって生徒25名のみ。生徒数は担任が出席簿で確認した人数です。
それプラス犯人ってわけか。竜宮玲奈以外に犯人らしき人影は？
いえ、何度かカーテンから覗く人影がありましたが、いずれも竜宮玲奈本人でした。ですが規模他を考えておそらく最低でももう一人二人はいると予想されます。
いや、単独犯かもしれませんよ。
Rena Ryugu was a true believer in Mio Takano's scrapbooks. According to those scrapbooks, the entire village was Rena Ryugu's enemy. She didn't have anyone she can trust. However, Oishi had also believed in Mio Takano's delusion. It was possible that someone who was influenced in the same way was following Rena Ryugu.
大石さん、校長と担任です。
ああ、どうもどうも、千恵先生。
Chie-sensei is back.
大丈夫ですか？
Oishi ran up to Chie-sensei, who was crying with a handkerchief held up to her face. I mean, her kids basically got what do you call this, a hostage, right? Of course she's gonna be crying. She could have been there, right? She could have protected them.
レナちゃんはとても真面目ないい子なんです。こんなことをするなんて何かの間違いに決まっています。
マニュアル通りなら最近の竜宮さんの状況についてお聞きするところなんですがね。多分竜宮さんに限っては先生より私の方が詳しいように思います。まあ気を落とされずに、なんとか穏便に解決しますからご安心を。
Chie Sensei was huddled over and Uishi didn't think he could say anything else. On the contrary, the principal was staying strong, trying to figure out how to take care of the situation.
大石殿、よろしくお頼みしますぞ。もしできるなら人質の交換を申し出たい。ぜひ私と子供たちを交換していただきたい。
校長先生、それは私がやります。私が悪いんです。
先生方、どうかご自分を責められないでください。先生方には校内の状況についていろいろとお聞きしたいことがありますので、ご協力をお願いいたします。ボンチ君、
Bonchi-kun.
図面の方で話を聞いてあげてください。
失礼します。1号車の無線に高杉課長です。
はいはい、もしもし、大石です。
大石さん、ご苦労さん。状況の大体は熊谷君に聞いたよ。犯人は未成年だそうだね。マスコミ規制の方を厳重に頼むよ。
分かってます。あと犯人側が私を交渉人に指定してきてるようですが、問題ありませんかね。
竜宮レーナの件は先日の寄生虫の話以来よく知ってる。その流れなら犯人は君のことをまだ味方だと思ってくれているんだと思う。大石君以外には務まらない。くれぐれもよろしく頼むよ。
本当はすっごく嫌なんですがね。ちょっと今回はいろいろとお騒がせした責任を感じてますので、罪滅ぼしに一つお引き受けさせていただきます。
おいさん、車載電話に犯人です。竜宮レーナです。
早速ご指名の電話が来ました。早速出ることにします。ありがとう。はい、もしもし、大石です。
大石さんですか？どうも、竜宮です。
See how red the text is now. It was very red. Now it was red, I mean, but it now is very, very, very red.
どうもどうも。大石です。
車載電話って電波とかが悪いんですか？たまにちょっと聞こえにくくなりますね。
私と同じでね、定年間近なんですよ、きっと。
Uishi and I exchanged friendly words. A long, long cord trailed through the hallway from the teacher's office. That cord extended further to the phone on the podium in the classroom.
では本題に入りますね。まず最初にあなたが交渉人たる資格があるか確認します。
自信ないな。お伺いします。
大石さんは私の味方ですよね。
当然じゃないですか。あなたと私で園崎家の陰謀を暴こうじゃないですか。
Uishi answered without hesitation. Was he still my ally? Or was this sly detective just saying what I wanted to hear? Either way, I only had Uishi to depend on. If I couldn't trust him, I was stuck. There would be nothing else I could do.
圭一君も一時期は私が言ってることを信じてくれなかったんだよね。でも今は信じるでしょ？
Keiichi-kun was sitting on the floor, facing away from me with his head resting in his hands.
今はもう私の仲間で味方だもんね。
ああ、そうだ。
Rena Ryugu asked Keiichi Maibara if he was her comrade, but I couldn't hear his voice. Was he or was she trying to tell me that Keiichi Maibara was still alive, or that he was being forced to obey her because of the hostages?
前原さんも竜宮さんの味方なんですね。心強いことです。でもあなたも一時期前原さんを少し疑われていたじゃないですか。
うん。モデルガンの事件を聞いて、なんて人だろうって思った。でも過去の事件で今を見損なっちゃいけない。それらを踏み台にして、私たちはより良い理想の自分になれるように成長していかなくちゃならないんだから。
とてもいいことを言いますね。まさにその通りです。
だから私たちは許し合ったの。だから圭一君のことを私はもう疑わない。圭一君は仲間。
わかりました。ならばそれは私にとっても圭一君は仲間ということですね。
Even Uichi's saying, Keiichi-kun.
圭一君に私がよろしくと言ってると伝えてください。
うん。後で言っておきますね。
圭一君にも新しい仲間としてご挨拶がしたいです。受話器に出てもらうことはできますか？
Is Rena gonna allow that? The conversation stopped suddenly. That made me nervous. Did I say something wrong?
うん。いいよ。圭一君、大石さんから電話だよ。
I heard some rattling and rustling on the other side of the phone.
もしもし。前原です。
He sounded monotone. Unable to disobey, Keiichi Maibara must have been pretending to follow Rena Ryugu's orders.
どうもどうも、前原さん。沖宮署の大石です。この度はお世話になります。お互い頑張りましょう。
はい。よろしくお願いします。
竜宮さんは今何をしてますか？
教室の中を歩いてますよ。
前原さん、イエスならはい、ノーなら A と相槌を打ってください。
Yes and yeah.
あなたは竜宮さんが何を要求しようとしているか知っていますか？
ええ。
That answer told me for sure. Keiichi Maibara wasn't Rena Ryugu's accomplice. There's no way Rena wouldn't tell her accomplice what she wanted after planning a hostage situation like this. Yeah, what is Rena planning anyway? Like, what does she want? How would he help someone who wouldn't even tell him what she wanted?
単刀直入にお聞きします。あなたは竜宮レナの味方？いえいえ、質問を変えます。あなたは竜宮レナに脅迫されて従っているふりをしている。
はい。
There you go. The other guys in the car listening in our conversation raised their fists in victory.
犯人は竜宮レナの一人だけ？
はい。
If she was the only suspect, then we could respond appropriately. I guess nobody else believed in Takano's scrapbooks. If so, my being fooled was even more embarrassing. As I thought about my next question, I heard the phone being taken away from Keiichi. Rena came back on the line.
ね？圭一君は味方でしょ？
ねえ、そうでした。とても頼もしいですよ。
で、今度は大石さんが話してくれる番。前の電話で約束した園崎家関係への一斉捜査はどうですか？秘密の研究施設は発見できましたか？
I had to decide on what to say. Should I tell her we conducted raids or not? Maybe she already knew we didn't raid. Maybe she was just testing me.
今ですね、県警の暴隊と公安部で一斉捜査作戦を準備中なんです。何しろ市内全域を一斉にやりますからね。調整に多少の時間が。
Yeah, this is the right answer though. If Rena knew that they didn't do the raid, right? And she knew that Uishi's lying, she might do something. So this is the safest answer.
遅すぎる。
But yeah, she got angry though.
大石さん、私たちは今獅子骨氏が置かれている緊急的危機についてよく理解し合っているんじゃなかったでしたっけ。何をのんびりとしたこと。大石さん、本当に私の話を信じてくれているんですよね。私の味方なんですよね。味方ですよね。答えてください。
もちろんですとも。ですが警察組織ってやつは簡単じゃないんです。私も最大限努力をしてるんですよ。本当です。ただですね、やはり話の規模があまりに大きすぎるもので。
大石さん、私奴らにどこかで毒を盛られました。富武さんにあの異常な死に方を強いた原始の力を持った寄生虫、あれをどこかで盛られたんです。昨日から痒くて痒くて仕方がない。もう私首をかきむしりすぎて血まみれなんです。いつ錯乱して喉をかき破ってしまうかもわからないというのに、大石さんは何をもたもたと。
I knew it. Uishi didn't realize how dire the situation was. He understood there was some kind of conspiracy in Hinamizawa, but he didn't realize how soon their plan was going to be executed. Besides, I was already feeling itchy all over my body and was bound to soon die the same way as Tomitake-san.
申し訳ないです。これでも頑張っているんです。ただですね、みんな言うんですよ。その証拠はないのかと。
証拠？証拠があればすぐに動いてくれるんですか
Mio, I would say Mio Takano-san's scrapbooks. Maybe that was what I need to convince the police. Honestly, this red text kind of confuses me sometimes. I think everything that Rena is saying here and what she's hearing is pretty much the same thing, right? Or what is actually the other person is saying. Because whenever we see this, it was like the thing actually happens, right? I thought that maybe she was just hearing what she wanted with this red text, right? But in reality, I guess they're just showing us that Rena is what do you call this? Slowly descending into madness, little by little. That's why it's a red now, right? I suppose. It just confused me in the beginning. I was like, maybe she just wants to. When it's red text right here, she's just hearing what she wanted to hear, right? But apparently not. I was afraid someone would destroy the evidence if I handed them over to Uishi-san, so I kept them with me. But I didn't have much longer to live. Honestly, they should have given Rena the other scrapbooks and let her mind be overloaded, right? Because it's different every scrapbook. I might not even make it until tomorrow morning. That's right, I might be dead before tomorrow. I would die tonight.
わかりました。ミオさんのスクラップ帳をお渡しします。それでどうか他の警察の人たちを一刻も早く説得してください。
助かります。そのスクラップ帳をぜひ。
I looked through my backpack, which was lying by my feet. So Mio-san's scrapbooks were in there.
これは私たちの切り札です。大石さん、くれぐれも、いや、絶対によろしくお願いします。
わかりました。信頼してください。必ずや奴らの陰謀を暴いてみせます。
でも、まあ多分警察も組織だからそうなんだろうなとは思ってたんです。だからちょっと強引なやり方だけど こんな形を取らせてもらったんです。大石さんは私に要求されて仕方なくやっているという言い訳ができるはず。なんとかこのチャンスを有効に生かしてください。
ありがとうございます。必ずやあなたの期待に添えるよう努力します。ではどうしましょう。私が受け取りに参りましょうか。
I knew she wouldn't let me into the classroom, so she was still cautious. I could guess, where Rena Ryugu was going to take this thing, so I tried to stay ahead of her. I handed a memo with my instructions on to a colleague.
さすがに私がこの場を離れるわけにはいかないので、代わりに圭一君に持って行かせます。
Okay, so this is good. Keiichi's gonna go out.
その方がいいかもしれません。やはりあなたが学校の外へ出れば、もしやということもあるかもしれませんので。
Yeah, they'd definitely shoot her.
もしやって？
いえ、この騒ぎをもう園崎家も嗅ぎつけているでしょう。あなたがこういう手に打って出るとは思わなかったでしょうから、強引な手で口封じをしてくる可能性があります。
口封じ？それって
狙撃です。園崎家のヒットマンは多分あなたがこれ以上騒ぎを大きくする前に狙撃しようと企むでしょう。だからあなたは表に出ない方がいい。窓にも近づかないでください。さっきから何度か顔を出しているようですが、あれは危ない。そこを撃たれてしまいますよ。
ちょっと、周りには警察がいるんでしょ？そんなの未然に防げないんですか？
防げるなら防ぎます。ですがね、周りの視界が良すぎます。訓練を受けたものなら400メートルくらいはやすやすと狙撃するそうです。ましてやあなたもご存知の通り、園崎家の特攻隊は軍事訓練を受け、中でも暗殺技術に関しては特に習得しています。奴らは侮らないでください。園崎家の陰謀を暴くにはあなたの力がまだまだ必要なんです。
わかりました。忠告をありがとうございます。どうせ明日まで持たない命でも今終わらせるわけにはいきませんので。
そうですともそうですとも。いいですか、くれぐれも窓から顔を覗かせないでくださいよ。用心してください。
The phone conversation ended. Rena Ryugu was going to let Keiichi, my bar, deliver the scrapbooks.
さっき書いたやつ用意できてますね。
OK です。うまく渡せますかね。
狙撃されるかもしれないと脅して外を覗かせないようにしたつもりです。でもまあ見てるでしょうね。そこはうまくやります。
I roughly understood what was going on from the conversation.
じゃあ圭一君、これとても大切なスクラップ帳。園崎家の陰謀と奴らの侵略の証拠を暴く証拠。大石さんに渡してきてね。渡したらすぐに戻ってくるんだよ。見てるからね。変なことをしたら怒るからね。
So Rena took a couple of old scrapbooks from her backpack and gave them to me. Then she cast aside a long glance at Mion.
みーちゃんにも後で話すよ。みーちゃんの家がどれほど恐ろしい陰謀を企んでいるかをね。ひょっとするともう知ってるのかもしれないけどね。じゃあ圭一君、行ってきて。校庭の真ん中まででいいよ。余計な立ち話とかしちゃダメ。
Jesus, that expression change.
圭一君は持っていくだけだから無言でいいや。 おしゃべり禁止だからね。おしゃべりしたら千恵先生なら T 定規で叩くけど、私ならなんで叩いちゃおうかな。
分かってるよ。無言で持っていくから、そのナタを下ろせ。俺はレナの仲間だろ。仲間だったら信用しろ。な。
そうだね。仲間だから信用するよ。だから裏切らないでね。
Rena's eyes were telling me clearly. They were telling me she didn't trust me. But even in this state, she also knew she shouldn't distrust her friends. Therefore, although she couldn't trust me, she was pretending to. That's why she didn't tie me up.
じゃあ行ってくる。すぐ戻るよ。
よろしくね。
I like how she's saying "yoroshiku ne," and her expression is just, it's dead, basically. I walked past my friends who were lying down on the floor and headed to the exit. I saw some of their faces as I passed. Some were fearful, some were sure that I'd use the opportunity to run, and some were scared that they died if I did. Don't worry guys, I won't let her even touch any of you. If Rena tries to do something, I'll stop her even if I have to risk my own life. Anyway, I do whatever it took to ensure that nobody died. So I had to make sure Rena didn't get angry. I just wait for the right moment. I went down to the school entrance and changed my shoes and then unlocked the door and stepped outside. I felt the fresh air on my skin. I saw the lights from the police cars. I could feel all the policemen looking at me. As soon as I was in the schoolyard, a little voice tried to tempt me. I was free from Rena now. If I ran off to the school grounds, I'd be free. What was I thinking? If I did something like that, Rena would go crazy and who knows what else she'd do. The important thing here wasn't my safety. It was to make sure that Rena didn't kill anyone. I saw a big man coming towards me from the school gate. That was probably Oishi-san.
前原圭一さんですね。どうもどうも。沖宮市の大石です。
Also in this chapter, they haven't met yet? Okay, I guess.
クラちゃんと呼んでくださっても。
Kura-chan.
すみません。レナから何も喋らずにこれを渡せって言われてます。
So Oishi has a lot of names now. We got Oishi-san, we got Kuraudo, Cloud-san, and now Kura-chan.
だから無言でこれを受け取ってください。
わかりました。それが問題のスクラップ帳ですね。お預かりします。
I tried to hand the scrapbooks to Oishi-san, but he stepped aside a little. Confused as to what he was doing, I changed my position and handed them to him again. It took them that time. And at that point, Oishi put something that was under his jacket into my pocket.
大丈夫です。校舎はあなたの背中ですから、竜宮さんが窓から見てたとしても、今のやりとりは見えていません。
Okay, so he wanted to be out of sight, I guess, for a little bit.
何なんですかこれは。
I couldn't look into my pocket because I didn't want Rena to suspect anything. But whatever it was pretty heavy for its size.
あなたへのメモもあります。教室へ戻る途中で竜宮さんに見つからないようにこっそり読んでください。では、そのまま戻って。これ以上は不信がられます。
I just followed these directions. I was worried Rena had begun to suspect something. When I looked at the classroom, the curtains were closed. But that didn't mean she wasn't peeking out through a crack. I went back to the entrance and locked the door. If Rena checked and found the door unlocked, it could cause more trouble. Rena was in the classroom. There was no way she'd come down this way. She was alone. If she left the classroom, everyone would get up and run. They couldn't run because Rena was there, but they were all waiting for their chance. The entrance then was Rena's blind spot. As I changed my shoes, I quickly removed what Oishi-san had put into my pocket. So there was a radio with an earpiece, and something else that looked like a short police baton. There was also a folded piece of paper. Wait, he gave all of that? I opened the piece of paper and saw the note written in a small print. Dear my Barakun, please hide the bug in your pocket. It picks up even a low voice so you can get it to use or use it to get in touch with me. By using the earphone, you can hear me in return. There is also a spray for self-protection. It sprays as far as 1 meter, so make sure you aim for the face. This must be the spray. I guess it's safe to try it here. I held down the button and gas sprayed out of the nozzle. Compared to Rena's hatchet, this required some caution, but it was small enough to fit inside of my hand. So it was reassuring that I could hide it so easily. In other words, it was now possible for me to stop Rena. As I realized all my classmates' fates rested on my shoulders, I felt sweat form on my face. The memo continued. The spray is for self-defensive purposes. Pepper spray only impairs eyesight while it makes your enemy powerless due to extreme pain and coughing for at least 30 minutes. It's not powerful enough to render them unconscious. Therefore, please don't forget there is a possibility that your enemy may fight back desperately in a panic. This spray is your last resort. So please don't depend on it, but if you need to, make sure to use it. Oishi. Was he telling me to use it or not? It was probably one of those grown-up issues. If the cops entrusted me solely with the fate of the hostages and I failed, they'd be held liable. So while he gave me a weapon, he made me consider its use. I hid the bug and then the spray in my pockets and went back to the classroom. I felt a little dizzy, maybe because I was nervous. I was simply following Rena's orders because I had no other choice. That was why I wasn't scared. But things were different from before. I had a weapon. I was in a far better position, but my heart was pounding. Humans are so strange. What am I gonna do? What should I do, Keiichi Maibara? Did I want to fight with Rena? The memo said the spray only reaches as far as 1 meter. 1 meter? That was basically a hand-to-hand battle. That meant I had only one opportunity. I didn't have a second chance. The memo also said I'd need to aim for her face. That wasn't going to be easy though. Besides, Rena was cautious. How could I stand directly in front of her within 1 meter? But that's what I'd have to do if I was to have any chance of winning. Rena would do anything to reach her goal. She wouldn't even hesitate to kill. Just like how I didn't. Of course, things were already extremely serious. An apology definitely wouldn't be enough. But at least there hadn't been any casualties. The more time passed, the more irritated Rena would get. She might demand something again and she might kill someone that time to show how serious she was. Bad things had already taken place, but a tragedy hadn't occurred yet. So everyone in the classroom is tied up, right? I remember Rena saying jump ropes, right? So basically everyone is tied up now. So if Keiichi wanted to do something, it's gonna be him and him alone. No one can really help him in this situation. Even though he has weapons now, I mean. But it was almost here. It wasn't very far at all. When I closed my eyes, I could easily picture Rena killing one classmate after another. After I killed Rena and Mion, my room was covered in blood. If she killed 20 people, the classroom would be a pool of it. If that happened, Rena would... She still wouldn't realize that she was being delusional. She would rip out her own throat and die. That would be too big a cross for her to carry, and one day she would remember and be saddened. She didn't need to go through that. I didn't want Rena to go through what I had to go through. I felt dizzy. This was a very long hallway. I didn't know the classroom was so far. With each step I took, my determination to fight Rena became stronger. Rena would be shocked to realize I betrayed her. But if she couldn't wake up from the nightmare on her own, someone else would have to wake her up. So I and her friends needed to be the ones to do that.
おかえり、ケイチくん。大石さん、何か言ってた？
なんだ。
As soon as I stepped into the classroom, I smelled something. Everyone had moved to one corner of the classroom. Their smell reminded me of a gas station. Oh my god, did she dose them? Was it gasoline? I saw a red gasoline container by Rena's feet. The cap was open. It was seemingly sturdy and made of metal. It said gasoline on the side, written in the felt marker. She must have spread it across the entire classroom. The smell was almost giving me a headache. No, it wasn't just in the classroom. The classmates were soaked in gasoline too. Gee, you cannot do anything now. How could she? I see this was just like a hijacker holding a bomb. If the police were to rush in, she would burn those hostages. I didn't know where she got it, but she had a lighter in her left hand.
レナ、これはどういう真似だよ。
もちろんやらないよ。万が一の時の保険なの。私だって大好きなみんなのバーベキューなんて見たくない。だから冗談で済んでほしいって思ってる。
Rena showed off the lighter. Obviously, she was trying to threaten me. I've heard about people committing suicide by setting themselves on fire. They pour gasoline on themselves and light it ablaze. You might think that if it was extinguished right away, it wouldn't be that bad. But human skin is supposedly very delicate, and they say that even if 30% of a person's skin get burned, it's enough to be fatal. If it was your entire body, it would result in death for sure. Yeah, burning is for sure, I think, the hardest or the most gruesome way to die, because it's slow and you feel it. Oh, you feel it until you're gone. I've been put in a disadvantaged position. My weapon might take Rena's sight, but I couldn't stop her from using the lighter. She'd probably use it in the moment she's attacked. I didn't know if she realized it, but the kind of lighter she had would keep burning until the lid was closed. Therefore, all she'd have to do was light it and drop it onto the floor. In other words, my spray can wouldn't make Rena powerless at all. The last resort Uishi-san gave me had already lost all its power.
保険なんて大丈夫だろう。大石さんはスクラップ帳があればきっと警察を納得させられる。そうなればあとは一斉捜査で奴らの陰謀が暴ける。そうなんだろう。
あのスクラップ帳だけで本当に動いてくれるかな。お役所ってのはお尻の重いところだそうだからね。
Rena was thinking that if she didn't see any progress with the scrapbooks, she'd pressure the police by letting them know about the gasoline.
とりあえずは大石さんを信じよう。あとは家宝を待つだけだろう。
そうだね。じゃあさっきの話の続きをするかな。それでね、その寄生虫は長い時間を経るうちに徐々に無害になっていったの。でもそれでは面白くない人たちがいた。それがひなみ沢御三家なの。だから彼らは。
Rena was simply telling everyone what she heard from Takano-san. I started mumbling so I could tell or could let Uishi-san know what was going on.
すごい匂いだよな。ガソリンをポリタンク丸々ぶちまけるとすごいもんだ。
I was pretending to mumble to myself so I could only say it very quietly. I wish I could say it louder, but that's probably impossible. I wasn't sure if Uishi-san could hear me. I thought of an idea to find out whether or not they could hear me.
車のクラクション聞きたいな。
クマンちゃん、クラクション一発。
Okay, they could hear him.
ガソリンとは参ったっすね。これでさっきからなんとなく感じてた匂いの正体が分かりました。多分この後の要求を押し通すための切り札にするつもりでしょうね。
クマちゃん、普通の若い子がポリタンクって言い方をしたら18リットル入りのあれですよね。
さあ、多分。
小宮山君、営林署の人まだ返してないですよね。ちょっと呼んでもらえます？なるほどね。携行缶にはちゃんとガソリンと明記してあると。灯油のポリタンクにも灯油とちゃんと書いてある？
はい。中身を間違えたら大変ですから、全ての燃料容器にはちゃんと明記してあります。
Not too many people notice, but regular portable tanks can't hold gasoline. Gasoline, while common, is extremely flammable and it can be lit even with static electricity. Yes. Honestly, I was thinking like a taser, right? Like why didn't they give Keiichi a taser or something like that? And then now we have gasoline. If he did that, that whole classroom would explode. Therefore, gasoline must be kept in special metal containers. Those are called carrying cans.
じゃあ前原さんがガソリンって言ったのは間違いなくガソリンなわけだ。携行缶は何リットルのサイズのがあったんですか
？18リットル用と5リットル用の2種類があったと記憶してます。
5リットル用って多分平たい形をしたやつですよね。
ええ。真っ赤で平たくてこう取っ手がついています。
前原圭一はポリタンクという言い方をしましたね。18リットルの方でしょうか。
あるいは見慣れない形だったんで、とりあえず適当な言葉が思いつかずポリタンクという言い方をしたのかもしれない。でもどのみち本当にガソリンだとしたらかなり危険なことになります。
Gasoline burns when lit. But what's an even bigger threat than liquid gasoline are the fumes. When gasoline fumes are lit on fire, they explode. Also, gasoline evaporates easily. Even at freezing temperatures, it evaporates. And so, in other words, inside a closed classroom, the fumes would fill the entire space. The classroom would then become a bomb itself.
クマちゃん、危険物第4類とかわかる？
いえ、気化ガソリンが危険だってことは理解してるんですが、詳しいことまでは。
18リットルと5リットルで最悪の場合どの程度規模が違うか調べときたいな。そうだ、ジジイに聞いてみよう。署に連絡して鑑識のじい様がいるか聞いてみて。
おお、話は聞いちょるぞい。犯人に直接名指しだそうじゃのう。リーチ一発振り込みドカーンってところじゃのう。
裏まで乗っちゃって大変なことになってます。そのドカンってのが実に笑えないですな。ところですいません、危険物の第4種はお持ちで？
おつよんかここにいる人間全員足せば公主じゃぞい。どうした、ガソリンでも巻いて籠城しとるんか？
まさにそのようです。人質の一人に盗聴器を持たせてるんですが、どうも犯人は教室内にガソリンを撒いたようなんです。ただ撒いた量が18リットル缶か5リットル缶かは分かりません。両方のケースのですね、最悪の場合について教えてもらえませんかね。教室の広さは
だいたい50平米ですね。
室内は密閉か？
おそらく。 さぞやガソリン臭いだろうと思います。
大石、まずいぜ。
やっぱりシャレになりませんか。
教室は粉々に吹っ飛ぶぜ。教室内はまず全員死ぬな。
Okay, it might explode.
そりゃ18リットルの場合ですか。
アホ、5リットルの場合じゃ。
Wait, that's a 5-liter one? Oh my god.
わしの記憶がボケてないなら 1.8 メートルの室内を吹き飛ばすのに4リットルもあれば十分だったはずじゃ。
The policeman listening to their conversation on the side went pale. 8 by 8 meters meant a room that was 64 square meters. Only 4 liters are needed to blow that up, and at least 5 meters were scattered in the 50 square meter room. That is very, very dangerous now.
つまりお釣りが来るってことですね。嫌なリーチだな。じゃあ聞きたくはないんですが、18リットルだったら
そうだのう。大石風に例えると親のリーチ一発ピンフ単葉赤赤ドラドラに振り込む感じかのう。
This is mahjong, by the way, right?
どういう意味っすか？
親の倍満24000点、配給減点が25000点だから1000点本が1本残るってことですかね。
そんなところだのう。走る。
そりゃあ振り込みたくないリーチだな。ね。
今のうちに消防署に連絡して化学車両を待機させた方がいいだろうの。事件解決後の処理は消防の指示を仰ぐ必要があるぜ。
参ったな。こいつは盗聴情報なんで消防車を呼び寄せたらバレちまうな。なんとか学校から見えないところに待機させましょ
う。それがいいの。あとそれから大石、盗聴器と言った
な。ねえ、さっき人質の一人と接触できましてね。その際にこっそりと盗聴器を持たせました。ガソリン散布はそれで分かったんですよ。
まずいの。化学火災の事例で発火原因に電子機器のランプの点灯があったはずだぞい。ガソリンの発火点は300度程度。火花はおろか静電気でも着火して爆発する。
冗談じゃない。なんだってそんな危険な液体がこうも簡単に世の中にあるんですかね。
知るか。消防法と自動車社会を作った連中に言え。6月だからのそう空気も乾燥しとらんとは思うが、とにかく万が一に備えて盗聴器の電源を切らせた方がいいだろうの。
大石さん、盗聴器で聞く限り犯人はライターを所持している模様です。
ってことはつまり前原さんがスプレーを使って静止しようとしても着火までは防げない可能性が大ってわけだ。
Yeah, even if, for example, her eyes get blocked, she could just flick the lighter and then throw it to the ground, I suppose, and then everything would explode.
しかも盗聴器まで使えなくなるとは。なんてこった。
大石、ライターはまずいぞ。冗談でもいじらせてはならん。犯人もガソリンの危険性を認知しとらん可能性がある。量を聞く限りとても知識があるとは思えんぞ。
Oishi's back was covered in cold sweat. He never even thought that this would turn into such a serious matter. He didn't know how dangerous gasoline was. He didn't know because he'd never heard of cars exploding in car accidents. He knew it was dangerous, but he didn't know what it is capable of. Gasoline is more dangerous once it evaporates. Therefore, a burning car in an accident and gasoline fumes being ignited are at a completely different level. It's quite simple to understand if you think about how car engines work. Cars vaporize the gasoline in the carburetor and let it explode in the engine cylinders. In other words, the little explosion in the engine is what gives the car's power to move. Therefore, if you want more power, an engine needs to be bigger to create a bigger explosion. So if an engine cylinder was the size of a classroom, how much power would it create? Anyone with knowledge of engines would know. But a lot of people don't consider how dangerous evaporated gasoline is, because it's too familiar. 25 hostages and 1 hostage taker. All 26 people were basically stuck in a huge bomb. Furthermore, the suspects might actually set it off. If she was to pretend to light the lighter as a threat, that would be the end. All of the people around Oishi had gone pale. The classroom might explode at any moment. How could they save all the hostages? Especially when the criminal was living in her own delusion and her requests were something so unreal.
失礼します。先ほど受け取ったスクラップ帳の中に犯人からと思われる文書が見つかりました。
One of the policemen brought over a folded piece of paper. Oishi opened it while the others watched. He saw girlish handwriting on the paper. He could tell this was written before she invaded the school. Dear Oishi-sama, Oishi-sama, if you're reading this letter, that means I'm at the final stage. I must have seized the school and held the students as hostage. I am planning to appoint you as a negotiator, so please pretend to be threatened by me and become my contact with the outside. The first thing I want to tell you is that my enemy is the Sonozaki family and also the aliens who are pretending to be parasites that control the Sonozaki family.
Uchujin?
Uchujin? I didn't think you'd believe me if I brought up the aliens, so I didn't tell you about them until now. But when you read these scrapbooks, you will understand. The aliens came to Earth in UFOs in ancient times. They landed in Onegafuchi Swamp. They used his village as their breeding grounds. And through that selective breeding, they went into their domain. They were successful and now they're trying to invade the Earth.
なんだこりゃ。
All the other policemen frowned at the letter.
いやいや、驚きませんよ。高野の他のスクラップ帳も読みましたが、これに負けじを取らずの親切揃いです。個人的にはオッシーが面白かったな。
True, actually I like Nessie. Aussie, they have their version here, Aussie? Aussie. But I like Nessie, I like that. The Sonozaki family as well as all the village authorities have been brainwashed by the aliens. The villagers' attempt to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama were actually part of the alien strategy to invade the Earth. The aliens are very clever. They don't let people realize they're being controlled. The Erie Clinic must be their secret research center. Please conduct an investigation and expose their secret. Also, please check out the bottom of the swamp. The UFO must still be there. Also, capture all the relatives of the 3 families and take x-rays of their brains. If you'll find hideous parasites inside of them. But please be careful. The aliens eliminate whoever finds out about them by replacing their host with a lookalike. And that's how they've been controlling the village. Therefore, there may be already some aliens among the villagers, so it is possible that they will try to interfere with your investigations. As a matter of fact, there have been lookalikes of Mio Takano, Arika Furude, and me, Rena Ryugu. If you see any of those 3, capture them immediately. That will be proof of aliens existing among us.
高野美代？どうしてでしょうね。
ああ、あれだ。俺さ、彼女との電話で岐阜県警さんの検視で1日ズレがあったかもしれないですよって言っちゃったことがあったんですよ。
ああ、検視結果のミスの話ですか。
Wait, what do you mean mistake now? What?
それで私、祭りの日には死んでたはずなのにどうしていたのかななんてことを言っちゃったんです。 それをこういう風に解釈するとはな。
Wait, it's actually a mistake?
ふざけ半分で脅しすぎたかな。
Dude, so I was thinking about that maybe Takano is alive, but it's actually a mistake? I don't know.
自分の名前が含まれてるのも奇妙ですね。鏡に映ったのでも見間違えたとか。
One of the policemen spoke up. He was one of the pair who searched the garbage dump that night.
これは俺わかるわ。ほら、竜宮レナを探し回った晩、小倉で目撃されたって話があったでしょ。あれだよ。あれは多分村人の誰かが流したデマなんだよ。で、それを本人がどこかで聞いて、自分がもう一人いるように錯覚した。
Yes, this one we knew.
くそったれ。ノストラダムスだっけ？
Nostradamus.
あれの大予言と同じですね。何が起こっても予言に含まれるように解釈しちまう。今の竜宮レナは箸が転んだって宇宙人の仕業だって言い出すぞ。
あるいはいずれ捕まることを予見して精神鑑定で有利になる資料を先に用意したとか。
そんなことあの子は考えてないよ。あの子は本気で信じてる。いや、本気の本気で。コロッと生かされた私だからわかるんです。彼女は本気で信じてるんだ。このインチキスクラップ帳を。
あ、まだ1枚あるっすよ。何々？
P.S. I was poisoned yesterday with the same stuff that killed Tomitaki-san. I've been scratching my throat since then. I will probably have clawed my throat open by tomorrow. So if you can find the antidote when you investigate the Irie clinic, please bring it to me.
これは使えるな。
ですね。本気で宇宙人の話を真に受けてるなら解毒剤だと言えばうまく騙せるかも。
Yeah, they can use this. Yes, they can use this. But you may not find the antidote, or maybe it'll be too late by the time you do. Therefore, consider the time I have left. I will set 7 p.m. tonight as a deadline. Oh. If an investigation doesn't take place and the antidote doesn't arrive by 7, I will choose to die with all the hostages by lighting the gasoline instead. Oh, hell no.
19時？
It's already near. Yeah, it's dusk already, though.
今何時だ？
Like 5 p.m.
18時前です。
Okay, he's a little bit sick, so we got 1 hour left. Days are long nowadays. It doesn't get dark even in the evenings. It'll probably start to get around dark around 7 p.m.
あと1時間か。いや、1時間を待たずに火遊びで大爆発するかも。くそ、どうすりゃいい？
何が地球侵略と戦うだ。
Dark at 7 p.m.
それに人質を巻き込むなんてめちゃくちゃだ。
めちゃくちゃなんです。今の彼女にはまともな交渉なんか通用しない。しかも本人は冷静だと思ってる分だけタチが悪い。
おいさん、それより次の文章。
ん？何？
I'm planning to spread gasoline throughout the classroom, so I'm sure you realize how dangerous that is. If anyone suggests storming in the room, please tell them exactly how bad an idea that would be. Also, the hostages are anchored down with U-shaped bike locks. Even if those alien policemen rushed in and killed me, they have to cut each lock. But if you tried cutting them, you might create sparks. Yes. Therefore, you need to completely ventilate the room first. In other words, it will take an extremely long time to rescue all the hostages from the classroom. The Rena, man, she thought of every situation that may happen. I mean, she is really smart, yes, when it comes to all of this planning and stuff, right? But damn. Actually, I have a different explosive system set up other than the gasoline I spread. It's a very simple time bomb using gasoline in a kitchen timer. The kitchen timer provides electricity at a set time. I rip the tip off its plug. It will create enough spark to ignite the gasoline. 7 p.m. Even if I'm not around, there will be an explosion at that time. If the classroom isn't ventilated by that time, it'll explode too. So I'm sorry to ask you like this, Oishi-san, but please help me so we can avoid a tragedy. Please let the three families know that Mion Sonozaki, the successor to the head of Sonozaki family, and Rika Furude, a mascot for the cult of Oyashiro-sama, are in this classroom. If anyone from the three families helps you, I'm sure their conspiracy will be exposed by tonight. The alien invasion is going to happen very soon, so please get going quickly. To my ally, Oishi-san. To my ally, Rena Ryugu. Oishi threw the scrapbooks on the ground.
くそったれ！何が味方だ！
キッチンタイマーって目覚まし時計みたいなもんですか？
ああ、昔の炊飯器とかにはタイマーがついてないものも多かったんですよ。それでね、コンセント穴のついたキッチンタイマーって名前の目覚まし時計がありましてね。そのコンセントに炊飯器を挿しておけば、仕掛けた時刻に自動的に電源が供給されて、指定時刻に炊飯器が電源オンにできるって代物です。
へえ、そりゃ便利そうですね。
確かにそれを流用すれば、次元発火装置なんて簡単にでっち上げられる。キッチンタイマーってあたりが女の子っぽくてなんだか複雑だな。
電力会社に頼んで電力を落とすとかはどうすかね。コード式なら電力がなければ無力化できます。ああ、でもダメか。教室が真っ暗になるのと同時にライターをつけるに決まってますよね。
やっぱり解毒剤の線をついて遅効性の睡眠薬でも与えますか。遅効性ですよ。
But the thing is, it's gonna be 7 soon, so can that even help?
多分自身に使う前に人質に試すはずです。注意してください。
了解です。
Like that takes time to effect. It's not like instant.
手配します。
あと前原さんともう一度話したいな。竜宮レナが間違ってライターをいじらないようにうまくなだめてもらわないと。あと盗聴器もオフにさせないといけません。盗聴器はどう？面白いことは拾いましたか？
犯人が人質に危害を加えている模様です。
What?
なんてこった。
どうも園崎ミオンに対してのようです。
Damn, she's hurting Mion.
やめろレナ。
Okay, let's take a break here. Damn, dude, it's very long. I mean, this how do you call this? This scenes or this scene with Rena doing her hostage taking is, I guess it's gonna be very long. This is the last part, I suppose, right? But yeah, it's a very, very dangerous situation right now. Rena planned for everything, so you can't really do anything as the cops, right? You try to bust in. There is a lot of consequences. I mean, right? And Rena is beating up Mion right now because yeah, she thinks the Sonozaki family is the ones after her. But it's kind of sad though because Mion was trying to help her a lot, right? And now she's beating her up. I mean, Keiichi killed them both, and both of them were helping Keiichi in the first chapter, right? So pretty much the first one. So, any guesses if anyone will die in this this last part here? For me, I think if someone would die, it's gonna be probably not Mion though. Mion has maybe a small chance of dying here, but I think if someone would die, it's gonna be Keiichi here. Like he's the one who's gonna take it. If someone is actually gonna die here, it's gonna be Keiichi. But I don't think so, because on chapter 1 we had Keiichi killing them, right? So in this one, Like Keiichi remembers that and he's trying to prevent all of that again, alright? All of the things that happened with him, and he wants to prevent Rena from doing that, right? Killing her friends basically. So it's hard to say. I say 50-50 someone dies. 50-50 someone dies. 50-50 no one dies, right? I'll lean on, if someone dies it's gonna be Keiichi for sure. And then small chance of Mion. Let's put it 20% chance that someone dies. Smaller chance, right? 20%, not 50, 20% chance that someone dies. And 80% chance that Keiichi gets through her or maybe stops her, right? In a way. I don't know how that will happen with all Rena's planning here, but maybe Keiichi couldn't talk to her and try to get through. Rena couldn't get through to Keiichi in the first chapter, but maybe Keiichi could get through to Rena in this one, right? We will have to see. But yes, we are gonna continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.